Greetings, Felton in time and space. It's your host, TheAmariaShadow, and welcome back to the channel. And welcome back once again to more of Ace Attorney Investigations Collection. We're going to continue right where we last left off in the last live stream. We will be starting episode 5, Turnabout Ablaze, today. And for those that are unaware of how Ace Attorney works, episode 5 in each of the Ace Attorney games tend to be the longest episodes of their games. It takes a little bit extra emphasis to actually play through these, so this will probably take me a few days to actually get through. So yeah, that's what we're going to be doing today. So without further ado, let's get started right away. Today's adventure and see what's in store for us. Come on, see! Two cards. One of the Black Raven and one of the White Raven. A country torn in two. One to the west and one to the east. When those which were split are made whole again, the truth will reveal itself. It's the Yatagarasu! The Yatagarasu's here! You accursed Yatagarasu! K! You! 8 hours earlier. March 14th, 10:17 a.m., High Prosecutor's Office, room 1202. It's so nice, almost dreamlike, to finally have the chance to relax and sip some tea. Especially after what a whirlwind the past few days have been. On my return flight, I was dragged into a case involving an Interpol agent's murder. The next day, I investigated a kidnapping and a murder at the Gate Waterland theme park. Later that night, a detective's dead body welcomed me back to my office, along with a thief who was out to pilfer files related to a case from 10 years ago. How did I manage to find myself in the middle of so many cases back to back? Well, at least I have today. All I ask is that I be allowed to spend it quietly. Mr. Edgeworth! This is big, I tell you! Hey, what's wrong with you? Where's your enthusiasm? And suddenly, the phrase, the fragility of dreams, comes to mind. What are you talking about, fragile dreams? Come on, let's go. The fake Yatagarasu isn't going to find herself, you know. Well, if you must know, it's possible that I was paid a visit last night by your fake. Say what? Unfortunately for us, the thief managed to escape. But even now, we're still looking for this criminal. However, I must warn you that we've only had a few hours to search so far, so I must insist that you be patient on this one, Kay. What's with you today? Are you sure you aren't sleep-talking to me right now? Anyway, I've got something much more important that I want you to see. Oh, and that is... Take a look at this! On March 14th, I will be there to steal your dirtiest secret. That's quite a bold declaration to send to an embassy. I suppose it was inevitable that a newspaper would catch wind of this. The date the card mentions says today. Today, huh? Come on, we've got to hurry. The embassy awaits. I suppose it is quite an urgent matter. However, do you know which country's embassy we should be investigating? Well, it's some really special country, and I'm actually really fuzzy on the details. But never mind that. Where's all your energy? Why are you so lackadaisical today? I'm not, Kay. You're just too wound up. Well, then you should get too wound up, too. Because this just might be our chance to catch that woman. You mean Miss You? The woman who killed Kay's father, Byron Day, 7 years ago. Callisto Yu. She claimed to be the great thief Yatagarasu, and then disappeared from the courtroom. Ah, she makes me so mad. The phony! Everyone knows that the real Yatagarasu would never send something like a calling card until a company's underhanded dealings are made public. The target is always totally unaware that the Yatagarasu has paid them a visit. That's what makes the real Yatagarasu so awesome. The Yatagarasu's card that's shown in this article. It looks to me as though it could be genuine. See, that's the thing. Whoever it is, that person isn't the real deal, but has knowledge of the Yatagarasu. If this isn't a clue that that woman's involved, then nothing is. Come on, Mr. Edgeworth, out the door you go! Wait, there are a few preparations I must make before we go. There's something interesting about this card we found last night here in my office. It's of a different color than the one in the article, which makes me wonder why. What's up? Any reason why you're boring a hole through that newspaper with your eyes? No, no reason at all. Very well. Seeing as how Miss Yu is also someone of a special nature to me, I agree there is some merit to be found in investigating this. I knew you'd come around. March 14th, 5 p.m. Theatrum Neutralis. By the light of this night's glorious moon. We are ready! Ready to embark on our nightly outing. And this is where our tale begins. What a coincidence. Who would have thought that a Steel Samurai stage show would ever be held at such an elegant theater inside a foreign embassy? Yeah, the climax was really awesome. Steel Samurai Sushi Slash. I got chills down my spine when he pulled that move out. I suppose it really is more impactful to watch a show in person than on television. I have to say, though, this embassy is set up kind of funny. I mean, they have two countries sharing the same building. Well, as you said yourself, this place and the countries it houses are very special. Even this theater is special in that it is a neutral zone shared by the two countries. So let me get this straight. The Steel Samurai show just now is being sponsored by one of the two countries. The one that's called the Kingdom of Alabest. Alabest, right? Yes, it would appear that the Steel Samurai is very popular in that country as well. Seems that way. But you know who I'm really into? The Jammin' Ninja. The Republic of Babel is sponsoring a Jammin' Ninja stage show. That's something for fangirls like me. We totally got to see that too, Mr. Edgeworth. The Jammin' Ninja show is going to kick the Steel Samurai show's rear end. You know, ever since I first met this girl, I've always had this inkling that what she really wants to be is not a thief, but rather a ninja. So anyway, how about today's event? What's it called again? The Kingdom of Alabast versus the Republic of Babel Goodwill Jubilee. The small European countries of the Kingdom of Alabast and the Republic of Babel. Those two countries used to be a single entity that was abundant with nature, and it was called the Principality of Codopia. Is everything alright, Mr. Edgeworth? Yes, I'm alright. Moving on. After a period of civil unrest, the country split in two, though signs of their past remain. For example, their flags preserve the flower and butterfly motifs to this day. Codopia, huh? The KG-8 incident, and what was referred to as the second KG-8 incident, in which an embassy staff member was murdered. Both of these cases were related to the Principality of Codopia. In the 7 years that have passed, the country may have split into two. However, the Yatagarasu still sent a calling card here. What could it all mean? Mr. Edward, I know you're thinking about something. Oh, excuse me. What were we talking about again? If you could please stop spacing out on me. Anyway, we were talking about the Alabasta versus Babel Goodwill Jubilee. The two countries have had a pretty bad relationship with each other. But supposedly they've been trying really hard to make up recently. That's why they decided to hold this event. If that's the case, then why the verses? Also, both countries claim to own the real Primadux statue, a national treasure to both. They're planning to have them publicly evaluated today to see which one's the real deal. Hey, need I remind you to take care and not succumb to your thieving desires? But when it comes to treasure, I can't help myself. You know that. You better be saying that in jest. Hey, I can read your body language, you know, and you've got it all wrong. Look, I'm here to do some investigating. Investigating, I tell you. I know. And although we don't know if the Yatagarasu will really make an appearance, I suppose we should still spend some time examining this place. Okay, let's see here. Let's take a look-see at this. There are pamphlets about the two embassies here on this table. It still looks weird to me. The country split into two a few years back, and they've shared the building and its grounds 50-50 ever since. Oh, I guess it's because they don't have the money to build two separate ones, huh? I should think that's not the reason why, Kay. I suppose I'll just help myself to one of these. What is all the hubbub? Ah! Hey, look! It's the Steel Samurai! And he's got his son, the Iron Infant, with him! Oh no, it's Lotta Heart! Why is she here? Excuse me? Yeah, you, what are you doing here? Where in tarnation are they? Come on, Big Scoop! Hey, mister, out of the way! Yeah, I'm talking to you. I seem to remember this woman from somewhere, yet my instincts are directing me not to engage in conversation with her. Perhaps it would be best if I left her alone. Why is she here? May I speak with you for a second? It's the Steel Samurai. Mr. Edward, what are you glaring at him for? Please, excuse me. It's just that I've never seen a superhero up close before. It looks like he's written something down for you. To Edward, from Steel Samurai Daddy, married man of Neo Tokyo. Wow, an autograph! Pretty cool that you got one, huh, Mr. Edward? It's the Steel Samurai! Ambassador Alba is waiting for you. And now the Steel Samurai will proceed to enter the Kingdom of Alabasta to shake the hand of the ambassador. The Steel Samurai isn't only here for the two countries tonight, but rather can be thought of as a goodwill ambassador from our own country as well. Oh God! You're making Larry Butts a goodwill ambassador? See, I may have never played this, but I have seen gameplay of this one case on YouTube before. And I know for a fact that Larry Butts is actually the Steel Samurai in this. And the fact that they're trying to say he's a goodwill ambassador right now, that's not a good thing. Oh no! There he goes, off to spread goodwill to the world. He really does seem like a goodwill ambassador, doesn't he? Okay, we're shooting the next segment now. Cue camera! In just a few seconds, the Jammin' Ninja stage show is set to begin. After the show, the Jammin' Ninja will enter the Republic of Babel. He is set to meet with the Ambassador of Babel at that time. Ah! The Jammin' Ninja show is about to start. We gotta get back to our seats. Regrettably, I don't have much of an interest in ninjas. Well, this show will change your mind. Come on, we have to hurry. If we miss even a second of the Jammin' Ninja's awesome playing, I'll never forgive you. I suppose you're not about to give me much of a choice here, are you, Kay? I could listen to that A Ninja Marked for Death lullaby song all day. His superb playing and that sad melody really brought a tear to my eye. His heart-wrenching voice, now that's the Jammin' Ninja's greatest weapon. Ah, those pieces of Jammin' Ninja merchandise over there. I've got to have them! Especially with the hair sticks they're selling exclusively at these shows. They're exactly like the ones the heroine, Princess Missola, wears in her hair. Anyway, hold it right there, Mr. Edgeworth. Yes? You're thinking of going home, aren't you? Well, it doesn't seem likely that the Yatagarasu will be making an appearance tonight. Most likely it was simply a prank. No way, I just know the Yatagarasu will show. But I thought you said that the Yatagarasu doesn't send calling cards. Yeah, I did, but I figured from the very beginning that this would wind up being a wild goose chase. But that card she sent was a genuine fake calling card. A genuine fake? Well, how can I word this? The Yatagarasu's mark that's on the calling card is exactly the same as my mark. Get it now? We've got a problem! The Yatagarasu has been spotted in Alabas! What? You hear that, Mr. Edgeworth? Ha! So you finally decided to show yourself, you phony! Hey, what gives? I'm sorry, but I will need to search you before you may enter. What the? Hey! The Steel Samurai just walked straight on through without one! Now if you don't hurry up and let me through, my phony is going to escape! Hey, a country's embassy is considered to be a part of the country itself. If you don't go through the proper procedures to enter the country... Mr. Edgeworth, you're going to enter through Babel and climb over the wall into Alabama. Hold it! You will tell a prosecutor straight out that you intend to illegally enter another... Kay, are you listening to me? Kay Faraday, and I'm coming through. Yes, and welcome. Someone stop her! Anyone! March 14th, 6:12 p.m. Open air stage. Kay, where are you? Don't tell me you really did find some way over this fence. Ah! Fire! This is too big for us to handle! Looks like the Yatagarasu came to Babel too! You accursed Yatagarasu! Kay! You had better be alright, wherever you are! March 14th, 6:45 p.m., Babelese Embassy, Secretariat's Office. I told you, it wasn't me! Hold it! Kay, are you alright? Do I look alright to you? Now, can you do something about this, woman? Mr. Edgeworth, it's up to Gumshoe. What is the meaning of this? Well, sir, it's, this. It wasn't me! He was already dead when I ran in here, hot on the heels of the fake Yatagarasu. Look, I only came in here because I saw a suspicious person at the open-air stage. A suspicious person? A long black coat and a hood over their head. I dare you to tell me that's not suspicious. When I saw that person, I immediately thought that they must be the fake Yatagarasu. So I chased after them into the embassy, then into here, and then lost sight of them. But I just know that person is the one who did it. What are you so worked up over? There's no reason for you to be this loud. Correct me if I'm wrong, but you're Agent Lang's secretary. Sheena, I believe your name is, correct? And if you are making an arrest, I assume you have evidence that it was Kay who committed the crime. Is that also correct? You refuse to answer? I don't need to answer. You are merely a prosecutor in this country, meaning you have no investigative authority. Hey, pal, just what the heck does what you just said... What the hell is that sentence? Does what you just said mean? If it happened here, it's under Mr. Edgeworth's jurisdiction. The end. And seeing as how this building is sitting on our soil, we can investigate wherever we'd like. Unfortunately, Detective, embassies are a different matter. Huh? His office is considered to be a part of the Republic of Babel, which which means that anything that happens in here defaults to the control of the Babalese government and Babalese law, giving them exclusive extraterritorial rights. Extraterrestrial rights? Sir, do you really believe that the truth is out there? Basically, our country's laws do not apply inside the embassy of another country. That's what was agreed to by respective governments. Our authority to investigate was effectively nullified the second we entered this place, which means we could do little here in this situation. No way, sir! Please leave this matter in Interpol's hands and go home. Mr. Edgeworth! Hey, you're not Mr. Edgeworth! In that case, allow me to join your investigation. Miss Von Karma! Ah! Ambassador Paleno, I truly appreciate you allowing me to join the investigation. It's really nothing. Manny was my secretariat, so of course I want to help you as much as I can. In fact, it's a blessing that Interpol agents were able to make it so quickly. Franziska. Well, I never imagined that I'd meet you here, of all places. This is an embassy, meaning that you have no authority to conduct... Already? What is it? Ambassador Paleno. And you are? I'm Miles Edgeworth, public prosecutor. I ask that you please allow me to investigate this case as Miss Von Karma's assistant. Assistant? Miles! What the heck do you think you're... Please, I implore you, Ambassador Paleno. Very well. I'll be counting on the two of you, Miss Von Karma and Mr. Edgeworth. Did you mean by you'll be Miss Von Karma's assistant? I don't exactly have a choice, do I, detective? If I don't become Franziska's assistant, I can't participate in this investigation. There you go again, running at the mouth with that aloof expression on your face. Franziska, please. I don't know what you're planning quite yet, but at least I do know one thing, that you are now my subordinate. Just remember that my whip is always ready to wake you should you have a brain lapse. Of course, I'll keep that in mind. If you are done playing games, right, let's begin the investigation. By the way, detective, I suppose it's a bit late to be asking, but why are you here? Well, better late than never, I guess, sir. I was placed on guard duty for the Babalese embassy today. And why are our police guarding an embassy? Well, on account of the card they got from the Yatakarasu. They called us up and asked for our help, sir. Oh, and because we've been searching for the Yatakarasu these past 7 years. It was a more or less mutually beneficial arrangement, if you ask me. Except for how mutually unbeneficial this has all turned out to be, I suppose. Looks like you failed to competently perform your guard duty yet again. Ah! Look forward to your next salary negotiation, although it's out of my hands. Well, sir, if it gets cut anymore, I won't be able to buy even instant noodles anymore. So our victim was the secretariat of this embassy, I take it. Manny Koken. I heard that he was an admirable person. Very admirable. The cause of death is a stab to the base of his neck. He was laxly watching his back. We were fortunate that the fire missed our victim's body for the most part. If the fire had burned a bit longer, it would have made identifying him a hassle. So Mr. Koken was stabbed to death in the middle of a raging fire? What in the world happened inside this room? I won't rest until I've inspected every suspicious-looking nook and cranny. Is this knife the murder weapon? Some preliminary testing has been conducted. According to the results, the blood of that matches the victim's blood. The blade's shape was also found to be consistent with the stab wound. I suppose this means that we now know that the crime was committed with this knife. This knife's got some really fancy ornamentation going on, huh, sir? This thing practically screams artsy at me, too. Although it's also covered in blood, just like the last thing that I said was artsy. But the handle is pristine. There's not a single drop of blood on it. Speaking of the handle, I believe it has a butterfly motif. It's very beautiful. There appears to be something in its pocket. This key! It can't be! Isn't this the Yatagarasu's key that was stolen 7 years ago? What? But that's... Huh? 7 years ago? Oh! You mean that case where I was framed, sir? Yes, it's the piece of evidence that stole the life of Kay's father 7 years ago, which was then stolen by Callisto Yu. Ooh. Sorry, give me a second. My right ankle's itchy. What? Mr. Faraday was killed with this key, sir? I thought he was killed with a knife. Scruffy, at the very least, try to remember the details of crimes you were a suspect in. Francisca, as you will recall, that Gunshoe was not present when Miss Yu made her escape. Plus, even among law enforcement, only a few knew of this key's existence. I doubt that a new rookie at the time would have been made privy to such knowledge. Oh, I feel like the victim right now, all trampled on, sir! I suppose I'll just have to fill you in now. The secret to this key is... Oh! Wow, that's amazing, sir! It's like some kind of magic trick! I knew it. This is the same exact piece of evidence that Miss Yu took with her. Remember this beautiful pattern in the blade. I remember this as well. It's a vine motif, isn't it? Yeah, it looks like two interwoven vines crisscrossing down the blade. Vines, sir. I think it looks like a bunch of stars, if you ask me. It's one of those six-sided stars, just like the police mark on our IDs. I really don't think you can call these stars. To say that the detective's art sense is underdeveloped would be an understatement. The real question is, why was the Babylonis Embassy Secretariat holding this? Well, we don't know how Mr. Koken came to possess this key. We do know that this was stolen by the Yatagarasu from the Kodofian Embassy. That's right, Mr. Faraday had written that fact down in his organizer. I believe this means that further research is required into the country of Kodopia. Why don't you ask Ambassador Paleno about what he knows? Supposedly, he was a candidate to be the next Kodopian ambassador once long ago. He should be able to answer any specific questions you may have. I can't believe that Manny fell among thieves tonight. Without him, I have no idea what my schedule for tonight is. Ambassador Paleno, I believe your schedule tonight will consist of listening to reports from the police. That and only that. I ask you to cooperate not only for your own sake, but for Mr. Koken as well. You're a rather strong man, aren't you? How fascinating! Here, I know it isn't much, but I'd like you to have these. I'm sorry, but it would be against my principles to accept a bribe. Oh, no. These are simply coupons we distribute to promote Babel. Remember, we offer a large number of discounts and offers when you visit lovely Babel. I remember the Republic of Babel is known for its feverish tourism industry. I was wondering if you might tell me a bit about the deceased, Manny Koken. He is my secretary in the embassy secretariat, charged with running the whole place. He was an admirable man. His death is a great loss to our country. He was in charge of everything. Accounting, printing, taking care of our national treasures. Sorry, but did you say printing? Our country's primary source of revenue is our tourism industry. So in order for us to print the necessary pamphlets, flyers, coupons, etc., we have a printing press here at the embassy. I see. Please excuse my foreignness, however. I feel I should mention that I have the distinct impression that I've met him before. Oh yes. Since you are of the legal profession, I suppose you just might have. After all, Manny was involved in the KG8 incident. The KG8 incident? The defendant who was found innocent in that case was Manny. So your Mr. Koken is the same man as the one in that case. It's been 10 years. Manny recovered personally from that case and dove enthusiastically into this job. He was the one who planned this event and was to oversee this embassy's renovations. It really is a shame. He has such a bright future ahead of him. What exactly did you mean earlier by renovations? We can't have tourists and visitors to the embassy think we're a poor nation, can we? So renovating the embassy is something of an investment. We may have a rather paltry budget, but we're trying the best to make do. However, I guess the only person who could have helped us do our best is now no longer with us. Ambassador Polano, I was wondering if I ask you about Kotopia. Kotopia? Alright, what would you like to talk about? First, I'd like to ask you about this key. What about this key? I found it sticking out of Mr. Koken's pocket. I believe it originally belonged to this embassy. Is that correct? Upon closer inspection, it seems that this key is shaped like a butterfly. That's not all about this key. It's also capable of changing into a knife. Oh! How fascinating! Is it possible that the ambassador didn't know about the existence of this key? In its knife form, there's a flower mark at the base of the blade. I guess this knife might be from when we used to be a part of Kotopia. Hold it! How did you come to that conclusion? There's both Kotopia's national symbols, the butterfly and the flower. I suppose Manny used this key here at the embassy back when we were still Kotopia. Ambassador Polano, this key was stolen from the Kotopian embassy 7 years ago by Callisto Yu, otherwise known as the Great Yamatarasu. Oh, really? You were not aware that Miss Yu had broken into this embassy at that time? I'm sorry I can't be of much help. I'm not very familiar with the details, you see. I only became the ambassador after Babel became its own independent nation. But if Manny was still alive, he would probably know about what happened back then. Mr. Koken and Miss Yu knew each other 7 years ago. But that doesn't explain why I found the Yatakarasu's key here in the present. Miles Edgeworth! What is it? Let me tell you something. You are currently my subordinate, and if you wish to convince everyone else of that, you will speak to me with respect. What's with the giddy glint in her eyes? I don't think that will really be necessary, Francisca. Oh, really? Well, it doesn't matter. It doesn't change the fact that you are still under me. I thought Francisca was flying around the world in pursuit of the smuggling case. So then, why is she here at this embassy? Francisca's return. Why is she here when she is supposed to be overseas in pursuit of a smuggling ring? I was investigating at the Alabastian embassy when I got wind of this mess. Ah, that's right. The Yatakarasu was due to appear at that embassy as well. Yes, but the difference is that we didn't have a fire over there. Although there was an incident at the Alabastian embassy as well. When I left Agent Lang in charge of that case, I came over to the Valbelize embassy. Ah, so Agent Lang is here as well. I see you've met. Well, he's in the Alabastian embassy acting as bodyguard for Ambassador Alba. However, he seems to have a different reason for being there. Yatakarasu. So, the suspect in the murder that occurred in this office is that little girl I see. Is she perhaps trying to be the Yatakarasu? Kay would never harm a soul, sir! Kay? You remember, do you not? About the case we investigated together 7 years ago? That girl is the daughter of the victim in that case, Mr. Faraday. So she's that feisty little girl. Kay has been on the trail of the Yatakarasu, which is how she ended up here. Looking for the one who took her father's life. I see. And he's trying so hard, but you know what? The Yatakarasu just keeps on tricking us all. How so? The Yatakarasu sent a card saying, I will be there to steal your dirtiest secret. But all we've had is an arson and a murder. The lab boys are going in circles. You know what this is, sirs? It's a breach of contract and it's going on the rap sheet. If you ask me, I'm perfectly fine with the fact that nothing was stolen tonight. I do wonder, though, if Callisto Yu really is the Yatakarasu. Alright, time for some logic! We have motif on knife handle, Francisca's return, key used at embassy, and stealing of secrets. Embassy's 30th secret. My guess, this one and this one go together, because if she's trying to chase down the smuggling ring since the Yatagarasu is apparently tied to the smuggling ring, this would be a good reason why she came back. Steal your dirtiest secret. Is it possible that the dirty secret that Yatagarasu was out to steal is in this very room? Dirty secret? Franziska, you're in pursuit of some dirty, underhanded dealings yourself, are you not? Something tells me that this is no coincidence. In that case, then, the person I'm looking for is here in the Babalese embassy, huh? The head of the smuggling operation. I think I just might need to ask Franziska about her smuggling case in more depth. Franziska, when we last talked, you said that you were on the trail of a smuggling ring. I suppose the reason you're here right now is related to that. I need water! Water! Water break! Oh, that's good. Yes. After analyzing the intel we've gathered from various countries, this embassy rose to the top of our list of sites to investigate, and this is what tipped us off. This accounting document? It's only one page of the whole thing, so we're not sure about all the details. However, it's enough for us to grab onto the tail of the beast. For you see, this type of paper was made only in the Principality of Kodofia, which means that somewhere in the countries of Alabasta and Babel is the head, the one pulling the strings behind the entire smuggling ring. That's Franziska for you. She's amazing, pursuing this case with all she has. What to examine next? Maybe this statue? I mean, it stands out like a sore thumb. It looks like the Steel Samurai! Because this is a national treasure, can I ask that you please not touch it? I'm afraid the only ones allowed to touch it are myself and the Secretariat. Hold it! But there is a possibility that it is related to the murder, wouldn't you agree? Hey, Mr. Edgeworth, why don't we give up for now? You can force them to let us investigate it later when we find some solid proof. I suppose I don't have a choice here. This must be one of the Primaduck statues Kay was talking about earlier. Is it just me, or does this man look just like the Steel Samurai? They could be twins. A small personal safe. This was Mr. Koken's office, so perhaps he stored his most important documents in here. Ah, of course it's locked. It appears we won't be able to open it without the key. Mr. Edward, there's still something on this display rack, sir. Knives, huh? They're missing their handles. Although the blades are all that remains of them, unfortunately. I guess the handles all got burnt off by the fire. Ah, so even the knives fell victim to the fire. Ambassador Peleno, are these knives yours? Why, yes, they are. They are a special set of ornamental knives featuring the national symbol of Babel. These butterfly-themed knives, along with Alabasta's own set of knives, at the price of 3 knives each. But I can't believe the Babalese ones have been reduced to this state. Ornamental knives, huh? There's a small release on the tang of this blade. Ambassador Peleno, what is this notch here for? Oh, that is a feature of these knives wherein you can freely exchange the handles on them, so that we can change how they look to fit the situation, of course. I see, so these knives are constructed so that the handles can be easily removed. Okay. Interesting. Wait. One more thing. Hey, it's another butterfly. I believe it is a symbol of the Republic of Babel. A drawing this big on the wall of an embassy definitely conveys a sense of overwhelming patriotism. And I've got a lot of patriotism too, sir. The reason I became a cop in the first place was because I wanted to protect our country. You may want to, Detective. However, I have yet to see the fruits of your desire. You don't have to be so blunt about it, sir! Alright. So, this and this are obvious, because the motif on the knife handle is the same as the butterfly of Babel, so we connect these two together and they should fit perfectly. The design on the knife's handle. It greatly resembles the special Babelese species of butterfly. It does, doesn't it? Plus it says right here, this knife is property of the Republic of Babel. Perhaps this means that the knife used in the crime was found right here in this room. These definitely go together. So this key opens up this safe. We know for a fact that the Yatagarasu's key was used at this embassy. Furthermore, we found it in the victim, Mr. Koken's pocket, which leads me to think that perhaps it is the key to the personal safe at this office. Good thinking, sir. Let's go try it out. It appears I was correct. The key that was left to us in the victim's pocket. It literally turned out to be the key to the next piece of the truth. What do we have here? Hey, there's nothing inside! Do you think the Yatagarasu made off with everything, sir? No, Detective. I believe all we need is a closer look. I won't rest until I've inspected every suspicious looking nook and cranny. Hello! That's a false wall! What is this here? It looks like the ripped corner of a piece of paper, sir. No, I don't think it's ripped. It seems more to me like it's stuck in the safe. Hey, you're right. It won't budge an inch, not even when I tug on it. I don't think I've ever seen paper stuck on the inside of a safe before. Detective, I think you have it backwards. It's not the paper that's strange. It's the safe. What do you mean? What I mean is that the secret to the safe is that it has two compartments. Even just eyeballing it, you can see that the inside is a bit too shallow. Furthermore, with the unnatural way the paper is stuck at the back of the safe, I say that there is an extra bit of space behind the back wall of this safe. In other words, the safe has a second compartment. What?! I suppose that you are correct in asserting that the paper is stuck in an unnatural manner. However, if what you say is correct and there is a second compartment, how do we go about opening the door to it then? As you can see, there is no other lock or keyhole in sight. Actually, there is one more spot of interest to me on this safe. Oh? Yes, and I believe that spot is the keyhole to our second mystery lock. The safe and its locks. Alright then, since you are so sure of yourself, show me how you deduced your answer. I'm willing to bet it's this. I'm willing to bet... Yeah, I think I know what it is. Oh, hey, there's a hole here, sir. It's a little too oddly shaped for a latch hole. Wow, that's a funny shape for a latch hole, huh? It's shaped kinda like a star, don't you think, sir? Detective, I would hardly call that shape a star. There must be some reason for this hole. There's gotta be some reason why this hole's shaped so weirdly, you know? Am I overthinking this? No, I don't think so. Maybe I'm overthinking things. Nah, there's no way I could ever do that. Detective Gumshoe, could you please be quiet for a second? You're frightening me. It's definitely this. And definitely this. Because I'm willing to bet if we switch the Yatagarasu key to a knife, it opens this. Eureka! Doesn't the shape of this keyhole remind you of something, Francisca? The shape? It does look very familiar. However, I believe it's simply a latch hole for the safe's lock mechanism. It's just for keeping the door shut. Hold it! Is that so? The person who used this safe, Mr. Koken, made sure the safe had two compartments in order to hide something. Do you honestly think someone like that would allow the keyhole to the hidden half to look so obviously like a keyhole that even the average person could figure it out? You can't be serious. Are you saying that this hole is the keyhole to the hidden compartment of this safe? That's precisely what I'm saying. And I will prove it to you right now. That the Yatagarasu's key is the key that will open. Yatagarasu's key? Miles Edgeworth, this had better be a very bad joke. Sorry, but this is no joke. The Yatagarasu's key is the very key that will open the second compartment of this safe. We know that this key opens the first compartment of the safe, but the keyhole you're talking about is of an entirely different shape than that of the key. Let's go over this again, shall we? The Yamaterasu's key was originally made to open Mr. Koka's safe with the Kotopian entity. We confirmed that as fact by opening the door to the safe with it. Now let's take a look at the back end of the key. Looking at the knife portion head on, what do you see? What are you talking? Ha! It appears that you've come to understand what I'm talking about. When viewed head on, the knife's blade is the exact same shape as the keyhole. The real function of the knife portion is to act as the key to the hidden portion of the safe. But that's preposterous! Because it looks like a knife and was used like one to kill Mr. Faraday 7 years ago, we fell under the misconception that it was always meant to be a knife. But for both the safe and its key to conceal such clever tricks, whatever is hidden inside the secret section must be of incredible importance. Then it's even possible that what I've been searching for is inside. Scruffy, hurry up and open that safe! Yes, sir! Opening it now, sir! These items, they're... It's a bunch of funny-shaped things. I guess they're pieces of art, huh, sir? You're in the way! Now move, Scruffy! I didn't think I was in the way. These pieces of art, they're identical to ones that have been stolen from various countries around the world. I figured as much. These are the treasures this section of the safe was to hide from view. I believe a more thorough examination is required. This is the document that we thought was stuck earlier. I wonder what it's about. Beats me, sir! Why don't we take a look at it first before we give up, Detective? Mr. Koka's name is written here on the last page. I wonder what the significance of this document is. Oh, I feel a sneeze.
Eureka!
Take a good look at these documents, Francisca. It says that there are 3 pages in total, and yet there are only 2 here. Correct. Now take a look at the smuggling activity document in your possession. Tell me, is it not possible that your page was taken from this set of 3? Well, it certainly looks that way. By putting our multi-part puzzle together, we seem to have arrived at an answer. It seems that you have now found what you were looking for. Yes, with this it has become crystal clear that Mr. Koken himself was responsible for the mass smuggling of Babyliss ink. Babyliss ink. Babyliss ink is a special product of the Republic of Babel. However, due to a special reason, only limited volume is ever exported. And that reason is, that's classified. It's on a need-to-know basis, and you don't need to know. And in any case, it seems that the head of the smuggling ring was our victim, Mr. Manny Koken. His base was in an embassy, thus it was hard for both our country and his to interfere, making it the ideal conditions under which to run a smuggling operation. But it's so frustrating. I lost the person I was to rain judgment down upon with my whip of justice. Well, even if he is dead, we still have a responsibility to look into his misdeeds. You expect me to whip a dead man? Well, I'm not interested. Francisca, you must know that Manny Koken was the suspect in the KG8 incident. Of course I know! On top of being the head of the smuggling ring, there is the matter of what really happened in that case that needs to be resolved. Are you done investigating? You realize now, don't you, that this girl is the only one it could be. Now come along quietly, Yatagarasu, K. Faraday. You are under arrest for the murder of Manny Koken. Mr. Edgeworth! Please, you have to believe me, I didn't do it! I chased the fake Yatagarasu in here! And he was already... You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. I'd like to help you reduce the number of mistaken arrests Interpol makes. What is that supposed to mean? I believe I told you that K. Faraday is not the culprit of this crime. Very well, I suppose I have no choice. I'll show you just how foolish your claims are. Is it thundering outside? Are they calling for rain? I don't think they're calling for rain. Never mind then. I guess they are. Says there's a 55% chance of rain, and rain around 4 p.m. Damn, I wasn't expecting rain. But then again, I haven't been outside, so I don't even know if we're going to get rain or not. I can usually tell when rain's coming just from the way the weather feels from outside. Anyways, YRSK. Even your police confirmed that the Yatagarasu infiltrated the Babalese embassy tonight. Utilizing the confusion caused by the fire, the Yatagarasu snuck into this embassy. Furthermore, this girl claims to be the Yatagarasu. And most importantly, other than her, there was no one else in here with the body. Your reason for suspecting Kei is because you think she is the Yatagarasu? Exactly, but it isn't just me. She calls herself the Yatagarasu. Ah, look how many times do I have to tell you? I was only out to capture the fake Yatagarasu. Imposter or not, it matters not. A Yatagarasu is a Yatagarasu. Very well, then I shall prove that Kei is not the Yatagarasu who killed Mr. Manny Koken. Go ahead and try. Show me what the prosecutors of this country are made of. Well, I think the obvious answer is to press the third statement. Just because Kei claims to be the Yatagarasu doesn't make her the Yatagarasu that you're searching for.
Hold it!
Just because she calls herself that, it doesn't prove that she is a killer. No, but it does give her a motive. The Yatagarasu sent a card saying, "I will be there to steal your dirtiest secret." Furthermore, there are documents pertaining to some smuggling activity in this room. She obviously wanted to steal them. So she killed Mr. Koken for the key. I see. Her logic is very sound. I expected nothing less of Agent Lang's secretary. However, that statement just now didn't sound right. It might just be the opening I need. She wanted to steal documents regarding smuggling, so she killed Mr. Koken for the key. How could she do that? Without this? Agent Sheena, I regret to inform you, but there is a flaw in your logic. Oh? Even if you claim that she is the killer and the Yatagarasu, I am certain that securing the smuggling documents is not the motive behind the murder. The key to the safe in this room was found on Mr. Koken's body. Furthermore, the Yatagarasu would not be so stupid as to leave without the documents. Ha! By the simple fact that the documents were still in the safe when we looked, it's obvious that the killer's target was not the safe at all. Then perhaps she didn't know that Mr. Koken had the key on him. If that's the case, then why would she have needed to kill him? Because I can think of no reason for her to kill him if she had not known that fact. Need, reason. All of this is simply our conjecturing after the fact. It's entirely possible that she accidentally killed him when she was sneaking in. Perhaps she didn't notice the safe's second compartment before returning the key. Ah! But the fact still remains that Mr. Koken was stabbed to death.
Objection!
But you have no definitive proof that it was Kei who committed the act. Actually, I do. I saw her holding the knife she used on the victim with my own eyes. What? Allow me to tell you a bit more about the evidence that will put her away behind bars. Definitive evidence. The knife wound on the body is consistent with the blade of the knife. The knife with the butterfly handle is the murder weapon, which the killer was holding. They assume she obtained the knife from the display rack and used it on the victim. The knife is a part of a special 3-piece set, which has a design like no other. The evidence and testimony, it all points to the girl. There is no counter-argument. That is your definitive evidence? You see now that she is definitely the killer, right? No, Mr. Edgeworth, you've got to believe me! I saw a suspicious person in a long black coat outside the embassy, I swear! And you came in here because you were chasing this suspicious person. That's right, I ran into this office only because I was chasing after that person. But when I entered the room, it was pitch black. I couldn't see a thing. I felt something on the ground next to my foot, so I turned on the lights, but then Who's there? I came to this room upon hearing the girl's scream, and when I saw her holding the knife, I immediately restrained her. So the object Kay felt by her feet on the floor was the murder weapon. I had the knife analyzed right away, but we failed to find anyone's prints on it. But the suspicious person in the black coat who came into this room before me. You continued to insist there was such a person, but if there was, where did they go? That, I don't know, but I know they came in here. Sounds like the desperate excuses of a suspected killer, not a trustworthy testimony. You understand, don't you? You can't trust this girl's words, Mr. Edgeworth. She has a point. Even if Kay's words are the truth. I must show that they are with some solid evidence. Mr. Edgeworth, I really didn't. Kay, don't worry. If you didn't do it, then there must exist a way for me to prove that. Still not giving up, I see. In that case, try to counter my argument if you can. Don't worry, I can and I will. The knife wound on the body is consistent with the blade of the knife. The knife with the butterfly handle is the murder weapon which the killer was holding. Hold on. What if it's not a blade from this room? Because we gotta remember, there are two sets. There are two identical sets of three not. There are two sets. There's the ones here in this room, and then there's one in the Alabest embassy. Yeah, and they have interchangeable handles, which means maybe this one is not the maybe this one does not belong here. Let me take a look-see on it. There's a lot of skill detailing on this handle. It appeared that the handle on this knife is removable. I guess so people can change them whenever they feel like it. Sounds like fun, sir. I don't think people will remove the handle just for fun, detective. Can we remove it? So this is what it took Mr. Koka's life. Some of his blood is still on the blade. Wow, I've been a detective for 7 years already. I've seen a lot of weapons in my day. The knives that were used to kill are always the hardest for me to bear. Yes, unlike guns, this is one weapon where you're likely to find the victim's blood on it. Yeah, just like how this one is practically drenched in it, huh, sir? Despite that, it looks like the blood managed to miss the handle somehow. So... Oh, wait. Yeah, there's no blood on the handle. Oh, the handle's definitely been changed now. Yep, this is it. The handle's been changed out. There's no way that the amount of blood on the blade did not leave something on the handle. There's no way. So the murder weapon was the knife with the butterfly design on it. But is that really the truth? What are you getting at? I'd like for you to take a look at this. There is blood on the blade. And yet, there's not a speck of blood on the handle. This signifies that at the time of the crime, a different handle was attached to this blade. Woo-hoo-hoo! Itchy, itchy. The knife that Kay was holding had its handle switched. It was in fact not the real murder weapon. It wasn't the real murder weapon? This knife can be taken apart. Shall we give it a go? As you can see, the Babyliss knife has now been disassembled into two parts. The killer must have pulled the murder weapon out of the victim's body. They proceeded to swap the knife's original handle with this butterfly one. It was all to create the illusion that Mr. Koken was killed with the butterfly-themed knife. This should clear up any and all suspicions surrounding Kay. Your argument isn't airtight yet. How so? It's possible that the girl herself is the one who switched the handle.
Hold it!
Don't be ridiculous. For what purpose would she do such a thing? I don't care to know how a criminal thinks. The way they view the world is beyond the comprehension of a normal person like myself. Therefore, I wouldn't put anything past them, no matter how odd it may seem. Truth is right there in front of you, and this knife will show you the way. You will come to see that Kay is not and could not have been Mr. Koken's killer. What is that? What is that? That's got a flower design on it! What is this mark on here? It's the mark of a flower. I assume you know what this means. No, not really. Butterflies wrestle up flowers all the time to drink their sweet nectar. And so they do. However, would this butterfly really drink the nectar of this flower? The answer is clearly, not a chance! Now to prove the relationship between the butterfly and the flower with this.
Take that!
You can't be serious! It appears that you've made the connection. The flower on this blade is designed after a certain country's national symbol. That's right, the Kingdom of Alabast. In other words, this blade is from one of Alabast's ornamental knives. Ah! It's part of the knife handle. It has Babel's national symbol of the butterfly on it. Therefore, it is undeniably Babelese in origin. But as we both know, you can't kill someone with just a knife handle. Incidentally, when exactly did the murder occur again, Agent Sheena? Ha! After the fire had broken out. That's right. Kay entered the Babelese embassy after the fire had taken place. Furthermore, she had not been to the Alabastian side of the building before then. On top of that, not a single person passed between the two countries during the fire, which means that Kay could not have transported an Alabastian object over here. This makes it impossible for her to be the true killer! Whoop! Way to go, Mr. Edgeworth! What a great victory! Huh? Hey, why is everyone so quiet? I'm happy we got this far and cleared Kay's name. But what worries me now is what will happen next. What is the meaning of this? An Alabastian knife here? Do you mean, how did this find its way to the Republic of Babel? It didn't just find its way over. Rather, we should focus on how it was smuggled over. You know what? My brain hurts thinking about it while we're just standing around. Thinking while you're on the run? Now that's the way a real great thief operates. Okay. Well, thanks a bunch, Mr. Edgeworth, for proving me innocent, I mean. You believed in me the whole time, right? Tell me you did. Not really, but... Haha, come on, you don't have to be shy about it. Your argument is still not airtight. Would you care to elaborate? I understand now that the girl didn't commit the murder. However, there is still the possibility that she is the Yatagarasu. That again? Look, how many times do I have to explain it to you? I am the real Yatagarasu. I'm not like that fake one that goes around setting fires, okay? Whether you're the real deal or a fake, it doesn't really matter. All I have to say is this. I have my suspicions that this girl is the one who started the fire.
Objection!
Preposterous! On what grounds do you suspect her of such a thing? The fact that she calls herself the Yatagarasu, that in itself is the most elegant proof. Miss Sheena, yes? I have no intention of taking back any of what I've said. I am the great thief Yatagarasu, and I refuse to allow some impostor to claim that name as their own. The path of justice that my father pointed me towards, I will walk it the best I can. It's not good to be so stubborn. I hope you can understand that. Thanks a lot for the concern, Miss Sheena. Let me share something with you two, as a token of my appreciation. Those sunglasses totally do nothing for you, so I'll steal them from you next time, okay? What? Well, I guess we better get going. Going? Where? To the Kingdom of Alabast. If we don't go, we won't know for sure, right? I suppose not. We won't get anywhere simply by standing here thinking. To see where the Alabastian knife came from, we'll have to pay the Alabastian embassy a visit. Let's go, Miles Edgeworth. As you are my subordinate, I will not tolerate you bringing the investigation to a halt. Understood. And with that, we're going to end today's video because it is actually thundering pretty loudly outside, and usually whenever it starts to thunder like it is, my internet connection takes a bit of a hit. So we're going to end the video here by saying thank you all for watching, and as always, your host, TheAmariaShadow, saying along Z, and I'll see you for the next adventure. Goodbye, everyone!